Hello, welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon, and today I'm counting down the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. Happy New Year. So, of course, I know this goes without saying, but you have to say it because it's social media and people will get by hurt. My top 10 list won't be your top 10 list, so if you have a movie you're really excited for, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I didn't ignore it on purpose, maybe I just didn't know about it, or maybe we just have different opinions and that's fine too. So, without further ado, this is my top 10 list. Let's do it. Number 10. Don't Worry, Darling. So far, I know very little about this movie, other than its director Olivia Wilde's first attempt at making a horror movie. And that excites me because anytime a director gets into directing horror, when it's not something that it's all they do, like these cheap horror movies we get from Blumhouse all the time, I get excited because we need more directors making horror. It also doesn't hurt that it's starring Florence Pugh, and I'm a sucker for her. I'll watch anything she's in, so I'm excited about this one. Number 9. Wendell and Wilde. This is another movie that I know very little about. I just actually found out about it earlier this week, but in case you don't know what it is, it's the new movie by Henry Selick, aka the director of Coraline, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and James and the Giant Peach, movies like that. It's his new movie. He hasn't made anything in a long time, so I'm excited to see whatever he does. Also, it's starring Key and Peele, which is a weird combination to have those two things attached to each other, but hey, you know, I'm not one to judge. Honestly, I'd be excited to see anything that Henry Selick chose to do, but adding in Key and Peele only increases the excitement. So, I have no real idea what it's about, but I can't wait to find out. Number 8. SpiderMan Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was honestly one of the biggest surprises to me of that year. I had no real expectation for it. I didn't expect it to be really good in any way, but it certainly was. It had absolutely great animation. I loved the look and style and feel of this movie. It was hilarious. The acting was all great. I loved the casting choices, and I loved the story in it. I can't wait to see where they go with this story. We've already seen Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, and we've seen the multiverse being unlocked in the first one, so I have no real idea what they're going for or going with in the second one, but the first one was so good with so little expectation that I'm just willing to see whatever they want to show me at this point. Number 7. The Batman. I've said it. I'm on record saying it. Not a fan of Robert Pattinson. Didn't get excited when I heard he was cast in this movie. And then the first trailer dropped, and we heard him say, "Vengeance." And, he didn't look bad. The whole movie looks like it could be really good. Or not. I can't tell yet. I really can't tell, but it's Batman, it's a new approach, it's dark, it's supposed to be focusing on the mystery aspect. We're finally getting the Riddler in a serious version, and I want to see where it goes. Will it be great? I don't know. I can't tell yet, but I'm definitely hoping it will be. Number 6. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Nicolas Cage playing himself in an action comedy. Do I need to say more? Nicolas Cage, when he's being over the top and ridiculous and hilarious, frankly, is one of the best things I've ever seen in cinema. It is pure cinema. The fact that he's become self-aware to the degree of literally playing a version of himself that is ridiculous and over the top and partaking in an action comedy adventure, I need to see this. I need to see how crazy it's going to be because I'm hoping that it's going to be his craziest movie yet. It may not be, but it's hopefully going to be up there somewhere. Number 5. Nope. I certainly am a bigger fan of Get Out than I was of Us. I think Get Out is a classic that can be rewatched a million times and will be rewatched for years to come and enjoyed. And I thought Us was very good, but definitely not as great as Get Out was. In fact, I haven't gone back to rewatch it once yet. I honestly haven't really had much of a desire to, but I still thought it was very, very good. So Jordan Peele has a very promising career so far. It's still early to start saying that he's a great director. Keep in mind, M. Night Shyamalan, he had a great start and then so Jordan Peele could do that, but I'm still at the point with Jordan Peele that whatever he says he's going to make, I'm on board. Even when you have a movie titled Nope with a big scary cloud as the poster. It sounds as stupid as it could possibly be, but Jordan Peele's name means so much to me that I want to see it. So I'm hoping this is more of a Get Out than an Us, and certainly I hope it's not worse than that, but nope. I don't get it. It's weird. Number 4. The Sun. This is another movie that I'm going into expecting greatness based on name recognition and talent more than anything. I know absolutely nothing about this movie other than it's being written, directed by Florian Zeller, the same guy who just directed The Father, which is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. So at this point, I'm just willing to watch whatever he wants to show me next. I don't know if it will be able to live up to that reputation that The Father set, but hey, I'm willing to give him that chance. Whatever it is, I want to see it. Number 3. Killers of the Flower Moon. And here we've got another Reputation movie. This is Martin Scorsese's new film starring Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. So that's enough for me to sign on. I know Scorsese hasn't been as good as he used to be in recent years. He's fallen off a little bit, but that doesn't mean he can't make good movies. He still has. He's not what he used to be. He's a lot older now, but I can't wait to see whatever he does. Anyway, I'm still going to line up and watch every movie he puts out just because it's Scorsese. You have to. If there's any chance that he delivers anything half as good as Taxi Driver, I need to be there to see it in theaters. Number 2, Disappointment Boulevard. In case you don't know who the director of this is, Ari Aster, he's essentially the new face of horror. He just directed Hereditary and Midsommar. Midsommar being one of my personal favorite horror movies of all time. And he's working together with Joaquin Phoenix on this movie. Joaquin Phoenix is obviously one of the best actors working today, working together with one of the best horror directors working today. I have to see it. I don't care what it's about, I need to see it. Joaquin Phoenix is also notorious for being very picky and critical of the scripts that he chooses to work on. He's very rarely in a bad movie, so he read the script and obviously liked it or he wouldn't have signed on to it, so it's probably gonna be good. I hope it's good. This seems like a match made in heaven to me, honestly. I love the actor, I love the director. They seem to have very similar, creepy, weird styles. I think it'll go together great. I'm really excited about this movie. In fact, I'm only more excited about one other movie. That movie is, number 1, The Northmen. Once again, we have one of the most important faces and names in the current revival of the horror genre, being Robert Eggers. And he's once again working with Willem Dafoe, who he just worked with on The Lighthouse. So if you like The Lighthouse, you should be very excited. I thought The Lighthouse was fine. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought it was okay, but I loved his first film, The Witch. I thought The Witch was one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. And just because I didn't like The Lighthouse as much as everybody else seemed to, doesn't mean that I thought the directing was bad. I thought the directing was fantastic. It was one of the best directed movies I've seen in recent history. And like I said, I love The Witch. I love Willem Dafoe. I think that getting them back together again will be a really good combination. I hope they keep working together because, yeah, The Lighthouse wasn't my favorite movie, but their style worked so well together. It was so crazy. It was so creepy. It was so over the top. I just want to see whatever they do together. The cast also includes Alexander Skarsgård, who's a great actor, Anya Taylor-Joy, who he worked with on The Witch, Nicole Kidman, Ethan Hawke, who I like a lot, Ralph Ineson, and Kate Dickie, who are also both in The Witch. It's got a great cast. I can't wait to see what it's about. I can't wait to see what they do with it. Robert Eggers really is my biggest hope for the revival in the horror genre. I think if anybody can make horror great again, he can. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's got one of the best styles, one of the best eyes for horror in the game. So whatever he chooses to do, I will be first in line to see it. I think he's got a great eye for directing. I think he's phenomenal both visually and tonally as a director. I think that we're going to look back on him and his career as being one of the greatest horror film directors of all time. I think that we could be watching history here. I hope that this movie can live up to all those expectations, but that's the thing, we don't know. That's why it's the most anticipated movies, not the top 10 best movies of the next year, because we really don't know yet. So, what movies are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, don't forget to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.